With the way things are going, America is if something doesn't change. Pardon my language, but in my research, things are not looking good. And I hope this hits the right eyes and ears because something needs to be done immediately. Not just for the benefit of me, but for the benefit of the US and the rest of the world. You guys know Surfshark, the best VPN in the world, but did you know they have another add-on called Alternative Number? Alternative Number gives you another phone number that you can use for all kinds of different purposes. It protects your privacy, it reduces your spam, your scam calls, and it reduces your identity theft risks. Use it for online shopping, discounts, selling, reservations, dating apps, and travel to keep your real number private. Easily disconnect from spam without affecting your primary number. And I gotta tell you, using your real phone number to sign up for coupons or store cards or anything like this is a really bad idea because there's a lot of stuff people can do with your phone number if it falls into the wrong hands. Getting another number can limit your exposure to all of this kind of stuff. Book appointments at restaurants or beauty salons or really anywhere. Make reservations with your new number. Keep your phone number private. Get another phone number. Get on Surfshark. Get this alternative number. You're gonna absolutely love it. Try Alternative Number from Surfshark now. And when you sign up at surfshark.com/altlawai86, you'll get 4 extra months for free. That's surfshark.com/altlawai86. Protect yourself today. I'm Lawai86 and I make content critical of the Chinese government. What I believe to be the most malicious force in the entire world. I recently made a video and wrote an article about how my views dropped over 70% after the US election. But not only mine, a good chunk of the YouTubers who are critical of the CCP, the Chinese government. We all experience the same thing. Not only did the views drop, but the majority of search results on China on YouTube are now overt Chinese propaganda and pro-CCP anti-America videos. We also found that unless we posted anti-US content, or at least content that looks anti-American, we didn't come up once on search results if you search for China, despite me being one of the biggest voices in the game. Now, I don't necessarily think this has anything to do with the US election, in my opinion, but I think China chose an opportune time for a very massive attack on public opinion of Americans at that time. Shout out to Asmongold and China Insider with David Zhang for covering my story. Asmongold got a few things wrong here and there, like not identifying that there were massive strings of pro-CCP videos on his screen, but I understand that he doesn't have the experience in identifying Chinese propaganda, as he covers all kinds of different things. But I appreciate the exposure nonetheless. If you came over from his video, then welcome. Welcome to the war of opinion, with only a few of us fighting one of the most powerful adversaries in the world, the Chinese government, which, as you'll find out in a little bit, is just a massive Karen. Anyway, now that I posted that video, I got attacked by the most overtly obvious bot army of the CCP government goons that I've ever seen. When China decides to spend a bunch of money on something like a bot army in the comments section, you know that you've struck gold with your topic. It's so funny. If you put out a video about some critique about food safety or something in China, the government doesn't usually care enough to attack you because you're not actually bringing up something that's relevant to them necessarily. But if you figure out something that they care about, they send thousands of these guys after you. I had my moderator harvest some of these to show you. No more US aid and Laowai shuts down within days. US aid money dried up? Your bullshit US aid funded propaganda doesn't cut it. Bro, these comments are US aids. I'll leave out the death threats because those guys don't deserve any sort of attention. The vast majority of comments were Chinese bots accusing me of being US aid somehow, which is the most NPC comment I've ever seen. Guys, you gotta come up with something a little more unique. Winston on Serpent ZA experienced the exact same thing when he talked about Red Note and criticized that being a Chinese psyop. So it's obvious they care about that one too. Anyway, we've never been paid by any organization to post content. It's just you guys and our sponsors of the videos that pay us. We are completely independent. The funny thing is, David Zhang and China Uncensored and even Russian YouTubers got this attack. One of my favorite channels on YouTube posts content critical of Russia as a Russian, and he got hit with a bazillion USAID accusation comments too. This was clearly a coordinated effort to discredit all of us. Anyway, why would they care about a video so much where it's just me complaining that my videos don't show up anymore? It's because I'm onto something. In fact, hundreds of you guys reached out as well, and reading your comments only solidified my suspicions. I don't even remember the last time your videos were recommended to me. I wondered if you and Winston had retired. I recently was wondering what happened to you. This is the first time I've seen your videos pop up for me in ages, despite being subscribed. Nice to hear that you're still making content. He's back! I didn't go anywhere. I've been making videos the whole time. I have been subscribed for a while now, and this is the first time his videos have been in my feed in a long time. WTF! This is the first time in a while your video actually popped up in my feed, and I've been subbed for 3 years plus. Yeah, I have to look for you guys to get your videos, though today, this video was in my feed. Family members even reached out, because people who not only watch every single one of my videos, sometimes more than once, they said that my last video was the first time I've popped up in their feed since the election. These are people that have every notification on, the bell button, and watch every single piece of content that I put out. They thought I had stopped posting. The bot army then accused me of lying because everyone seems to be seeing my last video. They fell for my trap. What do you notice about my last video? Does it say China anywhere? It doesn't. You're seeing my content because I didn't make it about China, and I got 5 times the views. Then I saw this article by The Guardian. This one sent chills down my spine. Google has cooperated with autocratic regimes around the world, including the Kremlin in Russia and the Chinese Communist Party, to facilitate censorship requests, an Observer investigation can reveal. In China, at the request of the Ministry of Public Security, which oversees the police and domestic political spying network, Google took down more than 200 videos. The ministry had requested removals of 412, of which 346 contained allegations about corruption within the political system of the People's Republic of China, or stories about top government officials. Google also assisted in China's crackdown on free speech, removing profiles that impersonated the country's president, Xi Jinping. Online impersonation accounts were banned in 2015 after Chinese citizens used them to covertly criticize Xi and to circumvent censorship laws, which are some of the world's most prohibitive. As I said in my The Hill article, if Google is actively removing YouTube videos at the request of Russia and China, is it a stretch to think that it's suppressing anti-Chinese government content and boosting pro-Chinese government content? Now, this might not even be Google or YouTube itself, though, because I think that its system could be potentially being maliciously targeted and manipulated by China. Because it turns out that China just got caught using an AI system to find people like me and then do something about it. OpenAI said on Friday that it had uncovered evidence that a Chinese security operation had built an artificial intelligence-powered surveillance tool to gather real-time reports about anti-Chinese posts on social media services in Western countries. In a detailed report on the use of AI for malicious and deceptive purposes, OpenAI said that it had uncovered a separate Chinese campaign called Sponsored Discontent that used OpenAI's technology to generate English language posts that criticize Chinese dissidents. The same group, OpenAI said, had used the company's technologies to translate the articles into Spanish before distributing them in Latin America. The articles criticized US society and politics. It's all coming together in a perfect storm, and it's all making sense. China's aggressively protecting TikTok, an app that is the home of over 100 million Americans, an app that is ultimately beholden to the Chinese government. And then it corralled countless Americans into a fully CCP-controlled app called Red Note, or Xiaohongshu, and ran a psyop about how the US is lying to you and doesn't want you to see how amazing the Chinese government is. Simultaneously, it pays and incentivizes people around the world, including Americans, to post Chinese propaganda on YouTube and X. And it's flooding the world in every language about how bad the US is and how China is the savior of the world. At the same time, China's hacking our infrastructure and telecoms, and now in real time, trying to destroy the US. In fact, China just hacked the US again. A joint security advisor published on February 19th by the FBI and the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, AA25050A, has warned organizations around the world of a dangerous ransomware group known as Ghost, which is carrying out ongoing attacks targeting multiple industries. The threat actors working out of China, according to the FBI, go by many different names, although Ghost appears to be the most common. What we're seeing right now is China, in real time, unleashing a war of opinion in the greatest capacity the world has ever seen. So that when they invade Taiwan, or inevitably end up in some sort of global conflict, they have a direct megaphone to the American and global public to pump their message to them and swing everything in their favor. We're just seeing inklings of this unfolding now, but it's about to get so much worse unless something is done about it. The American leadership and the leadership of our allies need to be very, very aware that this is happening right now, and something needs to be done about it before it's too late. If you guys want to support me in this horrible ongoing effort, please head over to patreon.com/advpodcasts. Not only will you be supporting me, but you get my secret show, which is called Xiaobanhe, or After Hours. It is a fantastic show. There's over 100 episodes you can look at. It's deep dives into every aspect about China, Chinese culture, what's happening, everything that's important. It's fantastic. Also, don't forget to go follow or subscribe at The China Show, which is my weekly podcast about China's current events. It's the best place. You're going to want to see everything happening in China. It's the only place you need to be. Go check it out. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one.